Okay, all right. So let's start the lesson now. Okay, earlier and last time you were able to know yung principles of accounting, right? Yung mga different principles na gagamitin nyo in journalizing as well. Okay. So, but before we go on with the lesson, okay, and before we discuss the accounting equation, so last time you were able to watch a video about yung 5 elements of accounting, right? So assets are resources owned or controlled by the company. So kapag magre-record tayo, magjo-journalize tayo, we will use these examples of accounts. So ito yung mga gagamitin nyo. Cash, accounts receivable, vehicle or automobile, store supplies, equipment, buildings, land, and notes receivable. So ang tatandaan nyo lang, ang asset, okay, things of value owned by the business. Ayan. Kung ano yung ginagamit sa pag-operate ng business, yun ay asset. So for example, ngayon ay meron na tayong we are experiencing pandemic, di ba? So lahat ngayon online selling. Sino dito nanonood ng mga online seller? So yan. So ano ba yung mga online seller, ano ba ginagamit nila pag nag-live sila? Yung cellphone nila, yung ring light, kung naka-headset, yung headset nila. Tapos yung mga sampay nila, mga ipit nila, for example, kung damit man yung tinitinda nila, right? Lahat yun ay ginagamit sa operation ng kanilang business. Kasi pag wala yun, pag wala silang cellphone, hindi sila makakabenta online. Okay? So, yun lang yung ibig sabihin nun. Ngayon, for example, ang business ay school, right? So, ano-ano ba yung sa school yung nakikita nyo na ginagamit para mag-operate ang business? Blackboard, table, chairs, right? Electric fan or aircon. Ginagamit yun. So, mahihirapan ng estudyante mag-concentrate, mag-aral pag walang electric fan, pag walang upuan, right? So, ginagamit. Sa restaurant, for example, pumunta ka ng restaurant, Rose. Ano yung mga nakikita mo sa restaurant?
Ano rin po yung mga lamesa, upuan.
Okay, very good. So, lahat ng yun, you consider that as an asset. Kasi ginagamit yun sa pag-operate ng business. Okay? Lalo na kung may physical store sila, yung building, kung saan nandun yung business, right? Yung equipment, for example, may kape sila o yung coffee maker. Kunwari sa Jollibee, meron dong panggawa ng ice cream o, di ba, gagdagamit yon, etc. So these are just examples. Next, okay, is another one would be, ito na. Ayan, liabilities. Utang. Pag there is the term payable, inutang siya. Kagaya kanina, di ba yung example ko, Shaira, okay, went to the mall and bought a phone via home credit. Nangutang siya. So si home credit, i-record to as utang. Okay? Yan, liabilities, these are example, tatandaan nyo lang, is meron siyang term na payable. Ayun, yung pinaka-ano nyo, keyword nyo. May term na payable. Okay? So these are the debts of the business. Utang. Okay? Kaya lang, wait. Meron ditong tinatawag na receivable. I think I wasn't able to discuss this. Ano naman yung receivable, ma'am? Okay? For example, di ba kanina, na-mention natin na umutang ng phone si Shaira via home credit. Ngayon, kapag ni-record yon ni home credit, it will also mean receivable. Bakit receivable? Kasi income na siya, pero hindi mo pa nakukuha yung bayad. So there would be a certain time na si Shaira ay magbabayad. So kapag hindi pa siya nagbabayad, i-record mo siya as receivable. Nagkakaintindihan ba? Okay? So mamaya, mas maiintindihan nyo siya kung maaabutan ng lesson natin yung rules of debit and credit. Ano pa lang to? Definition pa lang. Okay, next. Next slide na ako. Tapos na tayo sa liability. Tatandaan nyo lang, liabilities payable. Tapos kapag may nakita kayong receivable, asset yon, asset. Okay? Receivable kasi pera yon na papasok sa kumpanya pag nagbayad yung pinautang nyo. Okay? Next. Equity. Okay? Equity is owner's claim on assets. So ito yung mga example niya, contributed capital. For example, di ba dun sa video na panood nyo, there are different types of businesses. May single proprietorship, meron din tayong corporation, meron tayong partnership, di ba? Kapag 2 or more, it's considered as a partnership. So ibig sabihin, nag-contribute sila ng capital. For example, si Patricia may 20,000, si Shaira may 20,000, si Rose may 20,000. All in all, yung tigto 20,000 nila, ininvest nila sa business. Kunwari, nagpatayo sila ng karinderya. Di ba? Retained earnings, ito yung kinita. Okay? Dividends, ito naman, meron kang dividends kapag sa mga corporation to. Okay? So, paano inire-record to? Paano nire-record? Kapag nag-record kayo, and madi-discuss din naman natin next time, kapag ni-record ang equity, is the name of the owner, comma, capital. So, ganyan yung format. Itutuloy ko din yan sa rules of in debit and credit. I-mention ko lang ngayon. So, for example ako, Annabel Evangelista. So, ilalagay lang A, Evangelista, comma, capital. Ngayon, paano man kung sa problem, hindi po ibinigay yung pangalan ng may-ari ng business? Ang ilalagay mo lang, owner's capital. Nagkakaintindihan? Naintindihan, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Alright, so punta na tayo sa next. Ayan. Ano naman yung tinatawag na accounting equation? Okay? Accounting equation, okay? Sabi dyan, the expanded accounting equation is, actually, the accounting equation itself is assets equals liabilities plus equity or owner's capital. Equity is the same as capital. Again po, parang revenue or income, right? Ito rin po, equity, another term for equity is capital. Pero usually, ang ginagamit ay capital. Okay? Wait, tatype ko. Ay. So, another term for equity is capital. Capital or equity. So, para mas matandaan nyo, A stands for asset equals liabilities plus capital. Ayan, yan yung tinatawag natin na accounting equation po. Okay? Again, ano po ang accounting equation? Ano yung accounting equation, class?
Assets equal liabilities
Plus capital. Okay, very good. Papasa na, right? So, yan. So, minention lang dyan na yung equity is ito. It is composed of that. Okay? Pero, para makuha natin yung accounting equation, okay, may formula. Asset equals liabilities plus capital. So, what if, for example, okay, stop sharing ako. Mag-share ako ng panibagong screen. Okay? So, kanina, right, we mentioned na the accounting equation is liabilities plus So what if, for example, may given, may binigay ako. Okay? For example, ang liabilities daw ng kumpanya ay 40,000 pesos. Pagkatapos, ang capital daw is worth 100,000 pesos. Ngayon, ang tanong, no, right? Magkano ang assets natin based on the formula given?
140,000 po, 140,000.
Okay, sige. Paano nakuha yung 140,000?
Ang pinag-plus lang po.
Okay, very good. So kapag sasagutan niyo to, it's very important. Parang kayo nag-aaral kayo ng high school ng math. You have to write the formula first, right? Asset equals liabilities plus capital, right? And then you will do substitution, right? A equals, so liabilities is 40,000 pesos plus 100,000 pesos. So therefore, ang nakuha nyo is asset equals, right, is 140,000 pesos. Mahirap ba? Mahirap, class?
Hindi.
Hindi. Okay, sige, hirapan natin ng very light. So ito kanina yung tinatawag nating accounting equation. So based on this equation, this accounting equation, we could come up with other equation. So what if, for example, ay nawawala yung liabilities? Ano kaya yung magiging equation natin? For example, nawawala ang hahanapin yung amount is si liabilities. Liabilities equals, ano?
A over C.
Okay, assets minus capital. Okay? Paano naman kung nawawala ay si capital? Anong magiging formula natin? Assets minus
Minus liabilities.
liability. Okay, I do hope that you are taking down notes, right? Okay, yan. So ngayon, so magbibigay uli ako ng problem. For example, okay, si asset is 150,000 pesos. Tapos, ang ating capital, right, is 50,000 pesos. So, magkano kaya yung ating liability?
100,000.
100,000.
Okay, 100,000 pesos. So, based on that formula, we can derive, okay, write the formula first. Liabilities equals asset minus capital, right? So, therefore, by substitution, ilalagay natin 150,000 pesos, right? Minus 50,000 pesos. So, kapag minus siya, liabilities natin equals, magkano?
100,000.
100,000 pesos. Okay. What if, for example naman, okay, dito na tayo, class, ha? Okay. Ayan. Dito na tayo sa capital naman yung nawawala. Capital equals assets minus liabilities. So, for example, ang given natin is 200,000 pesos, right? Tapos, yung ating liabilities is 20,000 pesos. So, magkano kaya yung ating capital?
100,000.
Magkano? So again, we have to write first the formula. Capital equals asset minus liability. Then we come up with, we will do substitution, right? So C equals 200,000 minus 20,000. T equals, magkano class?
180,000.
180,000.
Alright, very good. You see that? Mahirap, madali. Okay, madali lang, di ba? Kayang-kaya yan, right? So it depends on your perception of things. Kasi if you see things as it is difficult, mahihirapan talaga kayo. But if you see things at something na kaya nyong gawin, kayang-kaya. Alright, sige, stop sharing na ako dito. And then, isi-share ko uli yung aking PowerPoint presentation. Okay? So, ayan. So, transaction analysis. Di ba nung nakaraan, we were able to discuss the definition of accounting. So, accounting, as defined, right, is the recording, right? Recording transactions, hindi lang siya actually recording, analyzing din. So business activities can be described in terms of transactions and events. External transactions are exchanges of value between two entities which yield changes in the accounting equation. So pag sinabing external transaction, ito yung from one company to another company. Yung company nyo. For example, ang company nyo ay Rusty Lopez. Si Rusty Lopez ay gumagawa ng sapatos, right? So for example, there is a specific company na ang pangalan ay Belias Raw Materials. Okay. So ngayon, kukuha ko ng raw material kasi gagawa ko ng sapatos kasi business ko yung sapatos. Kukuha ko ng raw material na worth 500,000 pesos kay Belias Raw Materials. Okay? So that is an example of an external transaction. Ngayon, ano naman yung internal transaction? Internal transaction, okay, from the word itself, are exchanges within any entity na within the company. Okay? Events refers to happenings that affect an entity's accounting equation and can be reliably measured. Okay? So within the company lang. So for example, di ba sa isang malaking kumpanya, may iba-ibang department yan? Can you give me examples of different departments in a company? Di ba merong human resource department, di ba? Merong mga ganyan. Sales department, tama ba ako, class? Okay, the company is made up of different departments. For example, si human resource department, naubusan siya ng coupon ban, magpiprint siya. Ngayon, kumuha siya ng coupon ban, nang hiram siya kay sales department ng coupon ban. Inutang niya. Okay, of course, dapat i-record yun. Okay? So those is just a simple example of internal transaction. But when we will be doing accounting, ang titignan natin or ang gagamitin natin usually ay mga external transactions with another company. Ayan, ito yung transaction analysis natin. We are trying to, I'm trying to make you understand kung paano nakakaapekto yung transaction dun sa accounting equation. Okay? So yan. So what if daw, for example, si J. Scott nag-invest siya ng $20,000 cash to start the business in return for stocks. Okay? So, ang tanong ko ngayon, si cash is example of what? Asset, liability. Remember Alice, right? Anong ibig sabihin ni Alice, class?
Assets, liabilities, income, capital, then expenses.
Very good. Papasa na. Kilala si Alice, right? So, kung nakikita nyo, itong asset, di ba? Nandito si cash, nandito si equipment. Kasi, they are examples of asset. Okay? So, liabilities naman, accounts payable and notes payables, nandito siya under kasi they are examples of liabilities. And equity naman, common stock is under equity or capital. Right? So, paano siya ilalagay? So, si cash, nadagdagan ka ng cash, right? $20,000, right? To start the business in return for stock. Ngayon, nasan si another $20,000? Okay, napunta siya sa equity. Okay? Kasi class, any investment it could, if you see in the transaction, the word investment, it means an addition to the capital. Okay? Sige, ilalagay ko, itatype ko dito. Itatype ko ulit dito. Okay. Tandaan, remember, okay, na if there is the word investment, it means it is addition to the capital or to the equity. Okay? Okay, nagkakaintindihan? Alright, ito si J. Scott, nag-invest siya daw ng $20,000. So yung $20,000 na yun, hindi na kay J. Scott yun. Kasi nga, based on the principle na kanina, business entity concept, it belongs na to the company. Purchase supplies paying 1,000 cash. Okay? So ang tanong, si supplies saka si cash ay example ng
Assets.
very good. Kaya nandito siya sa asset. Okay? So here, sa supplies, nadagdagan siya ng supplies, purchase supplies paying 1,000 cash. So ito yung kaninang transaction, yung number 1, pinakita lang. Number 2, nandito, kaya siya tinawag na, kaya kung papansinin nyo class, kaya siya merong open and close parenthesis kasi nabawasan. Okay, kung titignan nyo. Kapag may naka-open close parenthesis, di ba sa algebra ganun din, pag naka-open close parenthesis, ibig sabihin ima-minus, right? Minsan minus, minsan i-multiply. But in accounting, kapag naka-open, naka-ano siya, what do you call this? Naka-enclose siya sa parenthesis, it means na nabawasan. Bakit nabawasan? Nag-purchase ka daw ng supplies, nadagdagan ka ng supplies, right? Pero at the same time, nabawasan ka din ng cash. Kasi para makuha mo yung cash, yung supplies na yun, nagbayad ka. Purchase equipment for 15,000 cash. Okay, ngayon, ang tanong ko, yung equipment sa cash, saan siya? Sa assets, sa liabilities, or sa equity?
Assets pa rin po.
Assets pa rin. Very good. Okay, yan. So, nadagdagan kayo ng equipment, kaya nilagay dito is $15,000. And then, nabawasan din kayo ng cash kasi hindi nyo makukuha si equipment kung hindi nyo siya babayaran. Okay. What if, for example, you purchase equipment for $15,000, right? Okay. And then, signing a note. Saan na kaya mapupunta si 15,000? So, ano na yung dalawang account natin dito? Equipment, saka ano, Shaira? Saan kaya dito siya ilalagay?
Liability.
Very good, liability. Saan kaya?
Notes
Accounts.
payable.
Very good, Shaira. Alright? So, dito natin siya ilalagay. Right? Dito natin ilalagay si $15,000. Right? So, hindi siya, wala na to. Okay? Wala na tong isa. Kasi pinalitan natin, di ba? So, hindi siya naka-open close parenthesis kasi nadagdagan ka ng utang. Okay? Nadagdagan tayo ng utang. So, kumuha tayo ng equipment, bumili tayo ng equipment, nag-sign tayo ng note. Okay? So, nadagdagan tayo ng utang. Okay? So, ang naapektuhan ngayon dyan is yung asset sa kasi liabilities. Alright? Okay, so yan na lang muna kasi yan lang yung kakayanin ng oras natin. Alright, so do you have any questions about our topic, about the accounting equation? Wala?
Wala na po.
Alright. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, so I think it's time for us to say goodbye.